Platinum exclusive.
Hey everyone, I'm Sparanda.
I'm Axel Ryman.
And welcome to another HellfireComms Patreon Platinum Rank video. As you can see, today we're doing something a little different. I've got Axel here with me so we can cover a quick look of Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings, the sequel to FF12 that was done on the Nintendo DS. This is a game that's not nearly as well known as the original FF12. It's something that a lot of people probably didn't know about, or if they knew about it, they never got a chance to play it, because I don't ever hear anyone talking about it, actually, especially in comparison to the original 12. It's a bit of a weird game as well. It's controlled primarily through the touchscreen, so you're going to be hearing a lot of my mouse clicking, because obviously I'm not playing this on an actual Nintendo DS, but the nice thing is that I can control the dialogue with my controller, at least, so you're not going to hear that much clicking outside of the combat. But this one is also, since it is touchscreen focused, it is real-time strategy, as opposed to the tactics games, which are turn-based strategy. But I remember playing this a lot when I was younger, and I was never able to finish the game. I got up to the last chapter, and not even the final boss. It was one of the missions right before the final boss. I was just completely unable to clear it. I spent hours trying, and I was just never able to. And I probably could have gotten it if I had gone to, like, grind up my units or whatever and get stronger, but I feel like I tried that a few times, and it was just never happening for me, and I don't know what I was doing wrong. It's something I've kind of wanted to come back and try again eventually. So maybe I'll end up continuing this playthrough on my own to finally finish the game, like I did with Chain of Memories when I completed Reverse Rebirth on stream. Do you have any memories of this game, Axel? Did you ever get around to playing this one?
So I never got to play it, but I definitely heard about it. And I think like one of the reasons why it's probably gone not as much noticed by people, there was probably not really any advertisement for it compared to like Final Fantasy XII. Because Final Fantasy XII had some big events, even in like Times Square in New York. But this game, nothing of the sort.
Yeah, I remember renting a copy of Dragon Quest VIII for PlayStation 2 from the local movie/video game rental place, and it came with a demo of FF12, and I think the disc for FF12 came with the demo of Dragon Quest VIII, because they were like cross-promoting those for... Was it still Squaresoft at the time, or were they Square Enix by then? I can't remember.
I think by then they were Square Enix.
Yeah, that was probably after KH1, between then and KH2, because that's around the time when it changed. And Dragon Quest VIII was the thing that I was probably more interested in terms of how much fun I was having, but I loved the world of FF12, and I still do. It's one of the things that I've actually written a little bit of fanfiction for. Actually, I wrote a crossover between FF12 and Naruto, where certain circumstances cause Naruto to basically be immortal, so he lives long enough that the ninja world eventually becomes evilly, so he ends up meeting some of the characters. I didn't get far into the fanfiction, sadly, because my work ethic is my work ethic, and it just kind of never ended up continuing. But we're going to move on here, and we're going to end up meeting our second main character, which is, of course, Vaughn's childhood friend and possibly girlfriend. They never confirmed that. Penelo.
Mm-hmm. And she's sporting a nice new outfit this time, and it being a sequel, we kind of have to like wonder how long has passed since the events of Final Fantasy XII, actually.
Sorry about that. I forgot to mute my phone. Yeah, I don't remember if they go into how long it's been since the original game. We're looking for Penelo, who we've just found, and Fran and Balthier are also here in the Globados ruins, which I don't think we heard anything about in the original game. But Vaughn has fulfilled his lifelong dream of becoming a sky pirate, basically, which is more about finding treasure than pirating vessels and stuff like that, which is probably more what Balthier was doing, stealing from people. Vaughn's more interested in just the freedom and, adventure and finding treasure and stuff, which I think is honestly pretty great.
Hmm? You kind of consider Vaughn as a bit of the Robin Hood type.
He is the Robin Hood. I mean, he even has the coming from basically poverty because he was living on the street at the start of FF12, essentially, due to all the war going on. But that's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't think we need to get into too much. And here we have the ability to select multiple units, which in a previous attempt at recording this, I was trying to do in order to move the camera, because I didn't understand what the game was telling me to do. But you can also just press the X button to select all your units, and then there's a button up in the corner that you can do to unselect everything. It's actually pretty handy. The unit selection and stuff like that, it kind of reminds me of Pikmin, now that I'm thinking about it.
It kind of does, and granted, I've never really played Pikmin, but just seen it, it does look very similar.
Yeah, well, I never played any either, but as I mentioned in other videos, it's something that I really do enjoy watching people play, and I just like people playing games that they love, regardless of what they are. It's one of the reasons why I love the marathons that we do for HFC, the charity events. It's just great to have, everything going on. Everyone's showing off these games that they love, or in some cases love to hate, as it might be, but we're just going to keep moving on here. There's I thought the thing was going to stay on the screen to block who these characters were. No, obviously we're going to go find DS Sprite, Balthier, and Fran here. I think most of these characters are playable in the DS Final Fantasy Tactics game, which was, I think, Tactic Advance 2 or something like that. You can find most of the FF12 cast as playable characters, because the Tactics games also take place in Evil East, although in a very different timeline, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm. Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift was the full name. I think I remember seeing them in there.
Right, yeah. I know there's definitely Viera, which is kind of just the Evil East thing in general. We got the Final Fantasy victory fanfare, as always.
Hooray!
Sure, I'll go ahead and save progress. It's probably not going to matter too much, but better to have it saved than not, I suppose. In search of the Eternal. I'm not sure if there's meant to be another word after that or not.
Probably not, considering Eternal's capitalized.
Could be. Well, it could be the Eternal Gemstone, the Eternal Esper, the Eternal Coffee Machine, who knows?
Ooh, coffee machine.
So this is the treasure that everyone was looking for the whole time in the Globados ruins. And there's two of them, which means one for Vaughn and one for Balthier, because fuck Fran and Penelo, I guess.
And of course, Balthier being a real Sky pirate.
Oh, of course, there's got to be something going on. It can't be normal. Oh, God.
Belias?
I think this is meant to be Belias. Which shouldn't be possible. If we follow the events of FF12 Vanilla, then Belias should be something that our characters can use, because it's one of the few required espers to obtain in the game.
That's true.
Oh, and we have more things. These are going to be... these little enemies are going to be our smaller units when we get into the actual meat of the game. Oh, this is Ifrit.
Ooh.
That's why he didn't look quite like Belias. That's what it is.
I'll be honest, I actually thought it was Belias because he does look a little bit like Belias.
Oh, I can't control Balthier and Fran here. So they're going to take care of those enemies, so Vaughn and Penelo can go attack the big guy. Yeah, he does look more like Ifrit now that I'm looking at him, though.
Yeah, I can see the horns, and Ifrit definitely has the horns.
Mm-hmm. So as opposed to the original FF12, where you could pick everyone's class from a list, and especially in the Zodiac Age version, where you can select multiple classes for everyone, everyone has a predetermined class where Vaughn is a sword fighter, I think is listed as a warrior. Penelo is a healer, Balthier has his gun, and Fran has her bow, which, unlike the original game, they are not bad with those weapons. In the original FF12, those were actually the worst weapon types to put on Balthier and Fran because they had unique reload animations for those weapons, which actually took longer than normal, which meant they were the worst characters to equip those weapons on.
Like, it's a nice idea to make, like, to put those little details in, but make it so it's a benefit or at least equivalent to everyone else.
Yeah, making it slower was really not a great idea. Actually, no, we're not familiar with the legends. Vaughn is just here to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn is pretty much us. He doesn't know about the legend.
Yeah, this is actually a great way to introduce the player to the legend because Vaughn doesn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
The Eternal what?
He pretty much just went us when we were saving the game. The
It's
Eternal-
us 5 minutes ago.
We really are Vaughn.
That's one for VG Advisor on Twitter, I guess. Something tells me you're not going to take both of them, Balthier. Because we have to have something to do in the game. Don't drop it.
You don't see like such detailed animation even in a DS game, but that was actually pretty good with the Vaughn fumbling the catch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this would be a really interesting game to get a remake. Obviously, they couldn't port it as is because of the touchscreen controls, but I think a remake would be interesting. I just don't think there's enough demand for it. There's no player base for this kind of game, unfortunately. Because, like, I think the remaster for FF12, the Zodiac Age, wow, I forgot there was FMV cutscenes.
This was the time when Square was doing it.
Yes, and they're horribly compressed because they still have to fit on a DS cartridge.
And in this case, 2 screens.
Yeah, I think Zodiac Age was a really great remaster for FF12 for multiple reasons, but this being a strategy game, just being, you know, not as well known and stuff like that, it really just doesn't help in terms of getting the word out. Are we just leaving Vaughn's ship that was back there that they flew in on? We just kind of forgot about it.
I guess so, but if we're in Balthier's, he could always fly us to it.
No, I don't think I need to save again. All we got was a cutscene.
Yeah, I know like Final Fantasy XII is one of your favorite Final Fantasy games out there. It's not like one of my most favorite, but I will say the original, but then over time it's warmed up to me. So this is probably like a sequel game I may want to try out at some point.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's something that I spent a lot of time on when I was younger. Like I said, I never finished it, unfortunately. It also adds a bit to some of the characters that were here in the Rabanaster Underground that we didn't get to see much of, like Kite. He's actually one of our playable party members later on.
Oh, neat.
Or actually very quickly, I believe.
Promoted to playable.
Yep. And Tamaj, the Tavern Master from the Sandsea, is actually pretty prevalent as well. And it looks like we did actually end up leaving Vaughn's airship back there, which is kind of sad.
Aww.
I don't know that we ever interacted with this character, Philo, or Philo, however it's pronounced, back in the original game. She might have been one of the kids that's just running around the underground, though.
Probably.
Yeah, Penelo definitely knows that there's more to being a sky pirate than just finding the treasure and adventures. It's a pretty rough life altogether, but again, Vaughn just wants to have fun. He's just there for the adventure and the wonder and everything.
Yeah, and Penelope, she went through that whole war in Final Fantasy XII. I think she's okay with peace and quiet.
Yeah, I mean, she got kidnapped a couple times, too.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. I kind of remember this. We're going to get more of the FMV cutscenes before this is over. And this one's going to do one of the things that I really hate a lot of companies did on the Nintendo DS, where they have a scene that is taking place on the top and bottom screen, but it's acting like the gap between the screens that would have been on the console is actually there. And so the video that plays has just a gap of the video that you can't see. The way I'm playing this right now while recording and showing it to Axel has the screen side by side because I'm on emulator, so it's not going to look that great overall. But yeah, you can see it here. There's just a big gap in between the two screens from the top and bottom, and it looks really odd. I imagine it looks really odd to Axel.
It does, because
viewing the screen side by side.
Yeah, because you got like the ship flying in the sky on the left, and then you got the party looking on at the right.
Mm-hmm. I might move the screens around while I'm editing this. I'm going to see if I can get a high quality version of the video out of my emulator, and if not, I'll just use the raw recording that I'm getting normally. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it ends up being as high quality as necessary for you guys to enjoy.
Mission 1-1, The Eve of Adventure, Night in Rabanaster.
Oh god, I hope we don't die to the 1-1 Goomba.
Just make sure you jump. Wait, can we jump in this game?
No, I don't think so.
Dang it, I think we're dead.
We do have a sword, though. I'm sure swords can kill Goombas.
That's a good point.
Oh? Alright.
Oh.
Monsters attacking Rabanaster. I'm sure the city guard will stop them. There's no one here? Oh, I guess it's up to us then.
Well, they're busy with, like, repairing everything after the whole war and all that.
I suppose, yeah. So, Kites is a mage, and Philo attacks using her hoverboard, because that's a technology that exists in this world, I guess.
I mean, airships exist, so it makes sense, I suppose?
Yep, and we're splitting up, which means this is probably going to be a complicated fight for me to control. Vaughn is quite obviously a melee unit, pretty easy to understand. Kites is magic and does range damage. And Philo is a flying unit because she hovers above the ground, and you're going to get your typical strategy game triangle here, where I think it's melee beats flying, flying beats magic, and magic beats melee.
And there it is, the rock, paper, scissors.
Yep. Vaughn must survive. It's okay if Kites and Philo die. We don't care about them.
Trying to see what enemy this is.
I'm not sure, but I think I may have gotten it backwards. I think melee actually beats ranged in this one, instead of the other way around. This is a sylph.
Huh. Why does it remind me of the Ashley from WarioWare?
It does, yeah, especially from the back there. Okay, now I need to go to Kites, which I can double-click over here to move the camera immediately. Okay, so magic beats flying units, that's what it is. Ranged attacks beats flying units. Yeah.
That makes more sense. Because, you ever try swinging your sword at something that's flying?
No, I can't say I have.
Well, have you ever tried casting magic at something that's flying?
No, I can't say I have.
Well, I haven't either, but I can tell you that one of them is easier than the other, and that's magic.
And we're just going to go ahead and move Philo forward to go do her thing.
I like the little descriptions that they give, like how Philo has not a sky pirate, but is one in spirit in a way.
Yeah, she's one of the kids that looked up to Vaughn and Penelo, especially back during the original game, much like Kites probably did, and so that's really why she wants to be involved, and she gets to go on this adventure and join them as part of the main party for this one. And later on, everyone gets their own quickenings. It's not like the original game where you have a rank 1, 2, and 3 for your quickenings. Everyone only gets 1. Scroll down here and attack these guys. And I'm going to do the same thing for those. We're going to be hopping around screen a lot to control all of these things. So we don't have a healer right now, but I think we're probably fine.
I'm trying to remember the name of those purple, not tomatoes.
See, those are Garchimaceras, and these are dead. That's what they are. I didn't get to them in time.
Good enough. I remember it's like one of the Mandragoras.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of things. I can't remember exactly which one. I hate when RPGs do this. You get party members that start behind your main party leader, and so they're always behind in XP. Vaughn has learned his first attack, though, which is dual attack. Kites learns Firaga, and Philo learns Sonic Wave. Wow, we're level 2 and we've already got Firaga.
Wow, okay, game.
It's not a game in which stuff levels up like this, like you don't start at Fire and then Fyra and then Firaga. You just have the Fire spell, which is Firaga from the start. And he'll learn other stuff, and I think his quickening that he gets is actually a giant earth spell. And I don't know if it affects elements the same way. Like, if something absorbs earth, I don't think it'll absorb the quickening. I don't remember if that's how it works or not.
I think it works. If it works the same way as Final Fantasy XII, then that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah. I want to say there aren't elements in the same sense as it was in the original, because it's mostly just about the attack type triangle, less so than the elements itself, because that would be tough to deal with when your range of magic spells is pretty limited.
I mean, you could always try to do it similar to how Fire Emblem did, because I think they did have an elemental triangle for the spell stuff, if I remember.
I've really only played Awakening, which was one of the easiest, if I recall correctly. Certainly where they started becoming easier.
Yeah, I haven't really played since the Dawn series, so I can't really say for sure if they've changed it over the years.
I've tried to play, what is it? Is it Radiant Dawn? Whatever Ike's first game is, and I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't click with me the same way.
Path of Radiance, yeah, it has like that early game weirdness in a way, or early series game weirdness, I guess.
It doesn't help that legitimate copies of the game are ridiculously expensive, and back when I tried it, it didn't emulate well.
Also true.
I don't remember if I'm supposed to be stealthing here, or if I'm just running through and killing stuff.
Yeah, it did say sneak aboard, and everyone has to make it. But screw stealth.
And this is where they're going to introduce our abilities. So we're going to let the tutorial do its thing. And our abilities are down there. You can also set up gambits, and basically what that is you just select one ability to use on cooldown. It's not nearly as robust as it was in the original FF12.
I was about to say, I like how they put the original Final Fantasy XII gambit system into this. Oh, okay, I guess not.
No, it's not quite that impressive. It's basically just, for instance, if you select dual attack, Vaughn will just use it as soon as it's available again. Which is
it's like an
probably
auto skill.
The best thing, yeah. Auto skill is a great way to think about it, yeah. So everyone move forward. See what's over here. More of these guys. It's going to have us use Kites' ability for this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep, the Firaga magic, which is an AoE in this case.
Definitely wise when they're all grouped up like that.
Oh yeah. That's basically dense fire. Alright, and I guess, do we want to go over there? Those are bunnies. Alright, interesting.
They look like they're wearing the traditional white mage outfit.
Yeah, I think that's the what they're meant to be. They're meant to be healers, if you need it, I guess. Because you can see on the map that they're yellow. I think that means they're friendly. So if for whatever reason you do happen to need a healer in this one, I think you can go over to those bunnies and they'll heal you. Yep, and here's explaining the gambits and stuff. I don't think we really need this tutorial, but I think it's better to at least, teach the people how to play a new game system than to just let them learn. I kind of wish stuff like this was skippable, though.
Well, I do see the red X at the top during it. Maybe you can press that during it?
Possibly. So now that... I don't know if she activated Sonic Wave or if something else happened. Okay. Oh, because the tutorial activated the Gambit, of course.
Yep.
I thought that was something that I had to choose myself, but because she's activated it, but because the tutorial did it, it's already done.
Yeah, because I saw her do the attack, and one of the top one died, and the other two took some pretty big damage.
In this case, I think we're going to turn off the Gambit for this one and turn on Vaughn's thing, as because for AoEs, I kind of actually want to hold on to those until they're like in the right position. Whereas Vaughn can just use dual attack whenever he wants to. That doesn't really matter too much. It's just a single hit attack or single target.
Yeah, single target, so might as well.
And now we just move over to the goal because I don't think you can attack the rabbits over there. I don't think there's any reason to.
Unless they put in like a similar targeting system like the original 12, where you can also find like the hunters just roaming around on the plains and you could actually attack them.
Mm-hmm. And they're usually a lot stronger than the other enemies, so it's typically not a good idea to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Unless you can.
It is kind of funny, in a really terrible way, to find a hunter and just unload a series of quickenings on them.
Oh, yeah.
But I've never done that.
Who would ever do such a thing?
And this is the ship that we found, the derelict ship that crashed. I guess it was outside of Rabanastre. And so now we're exploring things. And of course, there's enemies here. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there's a demon wall, at least. They could have done a demon wall.
Maybe later, Spar, maybe later.
I can't remember if they do it or not. The story of this one is actually pretty interesting. It connects somewhat to the lore surrounding the Espers that was in the original game. I don't know how much we'll get into it in this quick look, but it is actually kind of neat, the story of this one. I do recommend, if you liked the world building and the lore that the original FF12 had, I think it would be pretty fun for people to check out. Let's go get this one.
Okay, hearing the classic Final Fantasy XII tunes as well.
Oh yeah, it's great. A bit crunchy because they're on the DS, but
yeah,
what can you do?
Less of FMVs and more focus on the music.
So the only thing that I guess I would say about this game is it is a little bit slow, because you do have to do the typical, tactics game kind of thing where they just move really slowly.
I'm surprised that there's no speed up function.
That would probably be a thing that they put in a remake.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. And we are eventually going to find out about these squares on the floor that are summoning more enemies. Possibly even right now.
Wait, these actually have plot relevance?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a hamburger.
Hamburger.
Of course, the treasure that we picked up is an important thing and not just a MacGuffin.
Of course.
Yep, and this is how basically the progression of each individual mission goes, is we have to capture the summoning gates.
And it looks like we can summon espers.
Yes, like I said, it connects to some of the Esper lore that was in the original game, and a lot of classic Final Fantasy creatures are things that we can summon as espers with these things, and later on we can actually summon some of the espers themselves, like Belias and Ramu and stuff like that. Alaroon, or Alron. I'm never sure if one of those is a typo. I think it's the thing you were thinking of earlier.
Yeah, except this one's red. The other one was purple. Although I think it was the same name.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, the closer we are, the more characters we have on each gate, the faster it will move to our side. Yeah, it's the same thing because the enemies that are under our control are different colors.
Oh.
And it takes a little time to summon each one.
I guess you have to distinct friendly units from enemy units, so make them different colors.
Yep. I'm just going to summon a couple things here as far as the game requires. It's usually a good idea to have all your party members have some enemies, rather than just leaving one party member that has no one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kites doesn't like this. He's a bit iffy on the whole thing.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Yeah, let's summon a few more enemies. Let's give Philo a couple things.
Suddenly we've just become Pokemon.
Yep. So these things are going to take a little while to summon. Let's give... Oh, I can't summon anymore because I'm a max affinity. Alright. So as soon as this last thing pops out of the summoner, select all these units and go murder these sylphs.
Goodbye, Sylph.
Yep. They're gonna go down before our main fighters can even get there. Let's go.
Kaboom!
Yep, Kites can do that from pretty far away, apparently. Kites is suddenly completely okay with this.
Hey, you know how it is. Like, you see something at first, I don't know if it's a good idea. You try it, oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
I'm remembering some of the events in the game, and the way Bagamnon is included in the story is actually very funny. I won't spoil it in case you end up playing it, but it's really fun how he ends up getting dragged into the events.
Funny considering the last time we saw him, he got his butt whooped on, like, in the desert.
Mm-hmm. Assuming that's canon, because don't really know how much the hunts in FF12 are canon.
That's true.
And Pinello is understandably a bit worried because Vaughn and the others have disappeared. But of course, Vaughn would go try to, check out this giant ship that landed outside Rabanastre.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he's dead.
Now he's fine. No, we didn't take out any guards, but someone might have.
But now just immediately thinks it was him.
Yeah, it's actually super neat that Tamaj joins us on this whole adventure. Like, he actually is the one that keeps the hub area, to put it a certain way. He keeps it under control.
Are you saying that the hub area is the bar?
No, the hub area is the ship.
Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because Tamaj, he has the bar, and he did have a bit of importance in the original with introducing hunts. Oh, hi, Begamnon.
Oh, I kind of forgot he was here this early.
Well, I guess I'm getting spoiled a little bit now.
Well, how many times do we have to kill you?
Oh, jeez. I guess it was canon.
I mean, they fought a few times in the story, at least, but maybe the fight in the desert was canon, I don't know. So are you guys going to stay grouped together? Because that would be really great for Firaga.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember how many times we actually encounter Begamnon in the original, and I want to say it's only twice. Once in the mines, and then the second time is the hunt.
I mean, sort of also in the prison, but they don't really meet in the prison. They're just there at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
You would think that these other three would, like, say to hell with it and leave Begamnon on his own at this point. I guess it's because they're all family, so they're sticking together.
It's likely. Oh, dead end.
Yep. So it's rather convenient that they cornered us right next to the summoning gate that we can now use.
So are these things just appearing everywhere? Oh, actually, no, this is the same room. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the same room we were at in the lower part of the ship.
Yeah, I looked at the map and I'm like, wait, why is that map layout? Oh, this is where we just were.
Yeah. Our final battle is upon us. Yeah, this is 3 minutes into the game, folks. Definitely the final battle.
Oh boy.
How'd you do that fast? See, that's not the units that I would have given them. I would have put the melee units with kites to help defend them. Again, it doesn't matter if kites and Philo don't survive. That's very funny to me.
I'm sure it's like typical Final Fantasy where, oh, they're just knocked out. It's okay.
Yeah. Alright. So unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to group together really nicely. So I guess we'll just do one at a time.
Although one of them seems to... Oh. We got debuffs.
We do. Now I need to figure out how to... this is what I need. I need to get back over here. I really wish I could control the camera effectively.
Oh, it looks like everyone's going on top of Vaughn, and Vaughn's about to die.
Yep. Alright, we're going to have to retry that one. Because I wanted to go back to summon more units. Maybe I should summon more before running forward. Yes, I would like to repeat the mission.
Yeah, this fight definitely seems very tough, especially for this early in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're meant to be summoning more stuff out of the gate to help your units. It doesn't help that the first one of the enemies that reaches you is a ranged fighter either.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's summon a ranged fighter for ourselves. Let me actually do the thing that I just said I was going to do. Move everyone over here so that I can see them on screen before they start attacking me.
Maybe take out the one on the bottom, because that one has the debuffs with the slow.
Could be. Let's also make use of more of my abilities as well. Would probably help. Yep. Okay. See, can I summon any more things? Nope, not yet.
One just went down for Philo, and... Oh, no, Vaughn just got lost one. So you might be able to summon one for him.
Yep. Let me... Nope. Summon Vaughn thingy. And go attack Begamnon. This is a case where having them automatically use the skills would probably be nice. But I think we're okay this time.
Yeah, much better this time.
Oh yeah. It is very much a strategy game in the sense of you can't just run in and kill stuff.
But that's my favorite strategy.
It's kind of what you can do in FF12 is just run in and hit things. Even if you do require a little bit of setup a lot of the time, it's mostly just let the gambits do their thing, and in this game it's not quite that easy.
Mm-hmm. Best part about this, the only thing you lost were espers.
Yeah. This is totally where we were on the map. Absolutely. I like how the ship starts moving and they don't think we need to get off. They think, let's go to the bridge.
And Begamnon just follows us.
Oh yeah, weren't Pinello and Tomage, like, getting on the ship too?
I think they were.
Hmm. I like how the fight music starts again. This game definitely has way more of the comedy than the original 12 had. 12 was honestly a bit of a depressing game, all things considered.
It was.
Which is not out of the ordinary for Final Fantasy. I think some of the classic ones had more of the comedy, and I think when they got to 3D, they started being a bit more serious and less on the comedy, especially in this era. 12 and 13 are definitely where they started having less of that.
Yeah, for sure.
13 definitely
Like,
had its moments, because you had Saz with the little chocobo in his afro, which was always a good, like, tension breaker.
Or as I like to call it, the Chocofro.
Oh yeah, of course. Alright, chapter 1 complete. I definitely didn't have to retry that fight multiple times, don't worry about it. Not sure how I'm going to edit that one. I might leave in the first failure and then just show the winning run afterwards.
Yeah, again, tough fight for this early in the game.
It's definitely good to teach you how to play, though.
Yeah.
It's better you learn early on that you can't just, run through everything super easily.
So the Shin Megami Tensei method.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very much akin to how, of course, because I'm in the video, I have to talk about Persona 5. It's very much how Persona 5 Strikers is a Muso game, but you can't treat it like a Muso game. Because if you run in and just try to play it like a standard Warriors, you will die. It's a pretty difficult game in terms of, like, standard Muso stuff.
So treat it more like an action RPG.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got the Warriors feel to it with the hordes of enemies and the combos and stuff, but it's very easy to die in that game, and I actually had to play it on beginner difficulty when I went through Strikers. Even once I got to max level and did New Game Plus, I still didn't like playing on standard difficulty just because the enemies were that aggressive, and it was just kind of fucking with my rhythm.
I still need to try Strikers at some point.
It's a very fun game. It's a perfect sequel to Persona 5. It's a perfect adaptation of Persona 5 into an action game system as well.
Ironically, I still have to play through Persona 5.
Well, we will eventually stream that on the HFC live stream. I do want to play Royal at some point. It's just, as I mentioned in the 1,000 Year Door playthrough, that's a 120-hour RPG. That's a lot to commit to.
That is.
And I just have other things that I want to do before then.
Yeah. Ironically, to tie in with Final Fantasy XII in general, I actually recently learned that the voice actress for Ash, Carrie... Oh god, why am I blanking the name now? Carrie Walgren, that's it. She's actually the voice of one of the Kadishtu characters in the recent Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance
Oh, okay.
release.
And we have a chance to name our ship here, so we're going to name it the Hellfire, because I am nothing if not a brown noser, I guess.
Welcome to the Hellfire.
How tough are you? So, the majority of this game actually takes place on a completely unexplored sky continent, and the lore of which we might get a little bit into before the quick look is done. Hopefully we have enough time to finish all of Chapter 2 in the next hour or so.
Hopefully.
What did Balthier say when we found the cache of Galapagos?
Something about having a connection to the Eternal, I think.
Well, it's definitely connected because we were able to use the stone with the summoning gates, and it seems like it sort of activated the ship itself. So I wonder if everything is connected to the floating continent as well. So, hey Begamnon, how you doing? Having fun? Hope you're enjoying the flight.
I think he's a bit tied up at the moment.
This is basically Begamnon's spot for most of the game, if I recall. He's just kind of our prisoner.
We just had to rope him into business, I guess.
Alright, what do you have going on, Tamaj? Surely you didn't bring enough stuff to set up a shop over here. I really like the dialogue sprites, the dialogue bust images for all of the characters. They kind of remind me of almost like Professor Layton style. They kind of have that similar style to them.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the traditional Final Fantasy art style that some of the games would feature, like the mobile ports for 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm. I think it's quite nice, though. It's definitely a good change of pace, I think.
They're very nice to include, for sure.
Alright, well, do we speak to you again to do this? I suppose so. Let's get going.
Woo! Wait, we get the airship this early in the game.
Mm-hmm. It's not actually like traditional Final Fantasy airships that lets us travel a world map, because there is no world map.
So it's Final Fantasy X airship.
I lied, there is a world map. This is the world map. It's basically just selecting missions.
It's Final Fantasy X.
You see that island formation in the bottom left? It kind of looks like a monster with a big, a big string of hair or something sticking out of its head. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it looks like the long thing like going above it is a tail.
Oh wow, we do actually get to navigate. I don't remember this at all.
Oh, so this is better than Final Fantasy X. I'm only mentioning it because Final Fantasy X gives you the airship near the end of the game, and instead of flying it around Spira, you choose your location, you get dropped off.
Okay. So, how do I interact with this now? I guess it's going to tell me. Maybe I just needed to fly around in a circle for a minute.
Or I guess we had to fly onto the trigger.
I suppose so. But Gammon is so excited. He's just so excited to be here.
He is not happy that he's a scaly stowaway and being watched now.
Yes, Penelo, what do we have to do? I like how she's treating Vaughn the same way as the other two. I think Vaughn kind of knows what Penelo's getting about, but I don't think he's entirely got it down.
That's probably why she wants him to promise her as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of being a sky pirate is definitely hunting for treasure, but like I said before, it's also about the freedom in everything, because that's really what Vaughn wanted more than anything else. It's not like he wanted to be an outlaw. He just wanted the freedom to do whatever he wanted to do, especially to get out from under, the boot of the Empire or whatever.
Yeah, see the world and all that.
Mm-hmm. The freedom to just get out and fly, to just go somewhere.
I love Tamaj's response. I didn't even want to be a sky pirate.
Tamaj is very, very sassy in this. He was kind of sassy in the original, come to think of it.
A little bit, yeah, but it's like, look, I have like my own successful bar. Why am I here listening to you?
Okay, so we needed to land, and now we walk over to this place. So I wonder if we're gonna meet our 5th party member, because this game is a 5-party member set, and there's a lot of treasure chests here, which the game is probably going to introduce to us here.
And then we find out it's a mimic.
I'm sure this book will not be important whatsoever. Kites. That's not nice. Don't laugh at him. Kites is like, what, 12? Oh, we do get our 5th party member right away.
Well, he's dead.
How did we do that? There's no summoning gate here. Okay, now it's just at least one ally must survive. It doesn't matter if it's Vaughn or not.
I guess that they summon them by the crystal itself?
I guess there must be something special about... Maybe there's something special about where we are that's leading to that.
There's also that, too. The Final Fantasy does have its like little theme with crystals and all of that and how they're important in some way, so I also wouldn't be surprised if that's related.
Oh, yeah. Grown. He does have wings. I'm glad you noticed, Philo.
Clearly they have Red Bull here.
Did Red Bull even exist when this came out? I don't remember.
I want to say it did.
Probably, because I think that was back when they were like doing their original run of commercials, before they had to change it. Now they do Red Bull gives you wings with 3 eyes and the word wings, because they got sued by someone who drank a Red Bull and didn't grow wings, which is fucking stupid.
See, it's things like that that make companies have to put those little disclaimers on products, say, do not consume, not safe for consumption.
Yeah, really.
Like,
My name is that. Liud? Yeah, I've never known how to pronounce this.
I'm going to call it Liud.
It's probably a name that works better in the original Japanese, because the Japanese alphabet doesn't have the letter L, so it's probably easier to pronounce. It's like Ryud or something like that. This is Le Marais. I guess that's how that's pronounced. I think Precious is snoring. I think that's what I just heard.
It's lemurs.
Lemurs. Yeah, this entire continent was blocked from the lower world. And for reasons it has now been uncovered, which might be connected to the events of the original game. It might be connected to Vaughn finding the crystal. I'm not actually sure which of those is the case.
Can it be both?
Yeah, so now we have our 5th party member.
Nice.
He is also, as you might guess, a flying unit. Yeah, you're going to tell us about this anyway, so I might as well do this. You can gather materials on the stage, also typical strategy game kind of stuff. And they'll be used back in the hub world for crafting and things like that. I want to say...
Minecraft.
Alright, I think we were heading over here to attack this enemy. I had to step away for a minute. Oh, it's flying into an area we can't get to. So our ranged enemies are going to have to get it. Oh, we can get it out. The nice thing about the flying units is they can go over those pits. The ranged units can obviously attack them from far away, but the melee units are kind of, out of luck when it comes to all of that.
And now we're going to take up some wood.
Yep. There's definitely, someone that we should be going to save right now, but it's fine. It's okay.
It's fine. The enemies aren't attacking her.
It doesn't look like we're running out of time or anything. I don't know if we actually have a time limit for this or not. I'm gonna go fight these things. I guess they just gave us these enemies because there's no summoning gate here.
Most likely.
Well, let's go mine this treasure chest, I guess.
How do you mine a treasure chest?
I don't know. That's the symbol it put over it, so that's what we're doing. I'm guessing those things that I could interact with on the map, which was like fruit or whatever, is like a way to heal. That looks like a new weapon for kites, which we'll have to equip when we get back to the hub world. I don't know that I'm going to go bother with all of those enemies that are down in the lower portion of the map. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go over here and save this person. As we all slowly walk forward. I wonder... I think Vaughn, it's either Vaughn or Philo. One of them gets a skill that lets them move faster. The problem with that being, of course, that they are the only one that moves faster. And so the rest of your party is left behind.
I can see a very interesting strategy with that. Use Vaughn or Philo, whoever gets it, to force the enemies to chase after them while the other party members just go everywhere else.
If it were easy to control your party, then you could, use them to kite the enemy around. No pun intended.
I just realized it.
So sprint shoes, which I think just makes someone move faster on its own. I don't know what the starter manual is. And those other things are crafting items, and then like I said before, the Gaia Rod, I'm pretty sure is a weapon for kites.
Well, we can probably ignore the starter manual. No one reads the manual.
Oh. We're going to be running into some bad sky pirates, I guess.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I said, this area was blocked off for a long time. And this is where the Eagle, whatever you want to, however you want to pronounce it. Eagle probably sounds the best to me.
Yeah, it really does.
So that's where they live, but yes, the barrier has come down. And so the Sky Pirates are like, hey, there's a lot of stuff here that we could probably go find some treasure. And we are morally bankrupt, and we don't care about killing these people. And so they did that.
Of course.
Yeah, so almost certainly... Oh, it is actually related to the events from the normal game.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, that was... I kind of forgot that was even there. I would have thought it was just because of the rush of mist that came from the Globados ruins.
considering the events of 12 and like the ending of it, that actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because the explosion, the destruction of the Suncrest was like a really big thing. It definitely would have totaled a pretty big area if it hadn't been the most remote place in the world. Yes, please allow us to help you. We are good guys. I'm surprised we haven't seen Philo reacting to Liu yet, because I think whenever we get around to it, Philo's reaction is like, wow, he's cute, basically.
Budding romance in the works?
We can now travel to the fane of Gukumakul. There's a lot of... The names have sort of a Hispanic origin to it. If I'm guessing at the, etymology of all of these correctly.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, let's see if I can equip kites with that new weapon that I got. Oh, it does actually change the element of it. I don't really know how much that matters, though. Let's just go ahead and turn these on. Because I think at this point, it'll probably be better if they're just using these as much as they can be. We should probably check to see if Penelo has any abilities as well.
I wonder if the sprint shoes are going to do what I think they do.
Okay, so her ability that she can use is Kiraga, which is great. Would have been nice to have that during the Begamnon fight back then.
True.
We should probably... Let's see... Yeah, everyone starts with an accessory that does nothing. Increases group's movement speed, and group in this case, I think means Vaughn and all of the espers that he has summoned. I don't think it means the entire group.
And just as I thought, they pretty much increase your movement speed as... Because, like, my friend has been playing Final Fantasy VI lately, and sprint shoots are there and increase your world map movement speed. Or not world map, but town movement.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and save again, since I've done that menuing, and Liu there is our resident Dragoon, because he has the jump ability.
Oh no. Dragoons.
And how does one jump when you can fly? I don't know. Maybe we ask Samurai Jack.
You're hitting me in the heartstrings with that one.
Yeah, Auracite is something that I don't think was covered too much in the original game. But it's going to be really important in this one.
Yeah, I think there might have been a brief mention of it.
Yari is the name for the espers that the eagles give them. These are very FF Tactics coded sprites for the enemies, though.
They really are. In fact, even the character sprites, like when you look at it on the other screen, they look very similar to other Tactics level sprites.
Alright, and we actually have a summoning gate this time. We still get our starting set of stuff we can summon. So the first thing we have to do is actually go claim this summoning gate for our own, because right now it's just neutral. That one sylph just had to jump on top. Alright, and we probably can't summon too much more. Can't summon that one because it costs too much, so that'll be fine. Let's have Vaughn. I'm not too worried about that. Let's have Vaughn go get this, though.
Seems like an enemy is using an ability. Can they even hit you from here?
They might just be using a buff.
Oh, that's also true.
Silk robes. That is probably armor for Penelo. If I had to guess. Silk robes are usually a healer kind of thing. I'm not too worried about mining for the materials over here, since I'm mostly just trying to get on with things. I would like to be able to finish this chapter. I would really like this pillar to not be blocking my screen, though. I kind of can't see the enemies. It's fine, I guess, as long as the party can.
If only we could turn the camera.
Let's have Penelo use Hiraga so that Vaughn gets healed up. Oh wow, that takes a while to activate. Oh yeah, they are activating a buff. I remember any of the archers will activate Steady Shot, which I think increases their damage. This thing over here is actually on the way, so I may as well have them stop and grind for the materials.
Tiger Eye.
Do you think it would be worthwhile to have Penelo's Kiraga as a gambit to automatically use?
It depends on how often she tries to use it.
Oh, that's how I do that. Huh. I pressed A instead of X, and it immediately jumped down to that summoning gate. That was kind of weird. I feel like there's some controls that the game hasn't fully told me about just yet.
Yeah, Steady Shot definitely sounds like a buff. Probably accuracy.
Oh, he's already used Firaga. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm not super crazy about having those AoEs on the gambits. Because they'll use them before you actually get into range for them to be most effective.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's useful like if all the enemies are grouped up immediately, but otherwise not so much.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be easier just to have it on the gambits, though. The camera moved before I let go. I tried to tell them to go into the wall. Because trying to get each character to use their ability is another thing that would probably be easier on the actual DS, when you don't have to worry about the mouse and stuff. What I can do is have him try to cast it on that one so that when they start moving a little, it'll hit more of them.
Is that a Viera?
That is a Viera, yes.
Why are they up here?
Not all Viera stay in the wood.
Okay, that's a fair reasoning, but still.
Yeah. Looks like Vaughn got hit with the mobilize, so he's just gonna have to stand there for a second. Shuffle in place. Mithril Blade, that'll be a new weapon for Vaughn. The staff that we picked up is probably a new one for Penelo. Damn, Kites, that was unnecessary.
No. It was totally necessary. You know the saying, no kill like overkill.
Mm-hmm. Penelo, go ahead and do that, even if you're going to lag behind. It did the thing again. I pressed A instead of X, and it did that.
Oh, Spar.
I'm paying attention to the touchscreen, I'm not paying attention to the controller. But that's okay, we finished the battle.
Woohoo!
This is a game that I would highly recommend playing on an actual console. There's not many, of those that I would say the emulator doesn't do it justice. This is definitely one of them.
Alright, I guess I have to go look for a good price version of this.
It works. Sort of. Like, it's not terrible. It is just a little bit weird, though. Yeah, so the Cache of Globodos, which was connected to the Eternal, and Lemure, the continent we're on, is also connected to the Eternal. So, somehow it seems like we found the perfect thing.
Are we an episode of Marvel's The Eternals?
I hope not. Yeah, and this is how we gain new summons. Cool, more stuff. And of course there's more Sky Pirates to take out.
Oh, actually, that might be the VR explanation then.
What's that?
They were probably a Sky Pirate.
Oh yeah, that's who we were fighting. We were fighting against the Sky Pirates that had invaded Lemure.
Yeah, but I thought it was weird. Like, why is she up here? Oh, Sky Pirates. Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go ahead and equip all our new weapons. Oh, we can just do this. That I didn't realize was here last time. Oh, the silk robes were for kites. That makes sense as well. Silk robes are also a caster thing in general. So I guess that's fine. And Liud picked up the revive ability, which, as you might expect, revives an ally, but it does take away from his HP. So it can still be kind of dangerous. But at least we have a way to do that now.
Oh, I hope that there's another version that doesn't consume HP.
We might be able to find Phoenix Downs, but I'm not sure. Again, it's been so long since I played this, I honestly can't remember. I don't think we have too much more. I think it's either this or the next mission. That's the last one for this chapter. So hopefully we can do that before we get done here. That's probably really dangerous, Philo.
Well, there is a way inside. Philo can just fly up above it.
Mm-hmm. Or Liud.
Yeah.
There's a button. Or a switch. We'll call it a switch, I guess. Only group leaders can activate switches.
Don't send an Esper to do a group leader's job.
Oh boy, this is a big map. Okay,
you know what they say about big maps?
Ah, okay, we can actually choose our summons.
Oh, I like how it tells you that the map doesn't contain summoning gates, too.
Oh, yeah, that's actually quite nice. So... okay, so we can choose which ones are available during each fight, I think is what this is saying. The Ring of Pacts. Ah, okay, yep, this is how we get new ones. Yeah, alright. So... bombs... Quetzalcoatl's... White hairs! Yes, please, give me more healers. For the love of Christ.
Healers, we need those. Aquarius.
Aquarius seems cool. More flying enemies. Sahagins. God, compared to the FF14 Sahagins, those are weird. Bombs. No, we already have flying enemies. Let's get some more ranged ones, I guess. I probably should have picked a melee one.
We got the cute little cactoid. I love how the cactoid has a blush.
Alright. So we can only put rank 1 espers, which is fine because that's all we have. So we're definitely going to put the white hairs on. And for this one, we'll put... Aquarius or the cactoids. I think the cactoids have a little bit more survivability, so let's go with those. I think that'll be a good setup. Yep, I think that'll be good. We can't summon any more in this one because, as mentioned, there's no summoning panel here. I'm glad it actually puts the healers with Pinello. That's quite nice.
Nice.
Philo's having a great time, though.
Of course. Quite a bit of treasure around.
Oh yeah. I don't know how much of it I'm going to go for. Certainly not the path to the right here. I'm going to avoid that. That's just a bit too far out of my way to care about. This is pretty close to being on the way, though, so I'll grab this. Yeah, Vaughn's group is definitely going to be the fastest because he's got the sprint shoes. New weapon for Philo.
Mithril cutter.
It's a new board, I guess.
I guess they call their hoverboards cutters in this case.
Could be. Well, she does a cutting motion with her board when she uses it, so maybe that's it.
True.
Liud has quite a bit of range on that jump attack, though. That was a Moogle?
Apparently it was.
Yeah? I think I forgot what the Moogles look like in this. Let's go over and grab some fruit. See, I think we actually should be fine. But just to top everyone off.
Yeah. Because Liu did take a bit of damage after his jump.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's go grab
I guess
the switch.
I guess the jump is not like invulnerable when you go in, because I did see the enemies try to target him and the attacks followed.
Right. You know, after opening that, I'm probably not going in there at all. Seems like Kites is the slowest of the group, which kind of makes sense. He is the caster and all. Unless I have to go in there to find the switch to open this gate.
Ooh.
That might be the case.
Stubborn Sky Pirate cast Protectka. Protectka this early, really?
Protectka is just casting Protect on everyone.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this early? Really?
Yeah. I think it's the only Protect you get, because imagine trying to manage casting Protect individually. Like one person at a time.
I hate that you have a fair point.
Yeah. This is an issue with this game where stuff will just get in the way in terms of the camera, as we noticed in the previous mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, get out of here. Are you okay? Seemed like they were having trouble there. Damn, Kites. He don't fuck around.
He really doesn't.
Okay, did we hit the switch?
Good question. Can you imagine if we actually were able to recruit Kites in the original 12? He probably would have carried us all the way through.
Yeah. Alright, let's head over here for now. I don't think I need to get into that upper area. It looks like, well, my goal for this one is just to get into that middle chamber. So it doesn't really matter what I fight or don't fight along the way. Oh, this is a white mage, that's why she's casting Protectica. Makes sense. Yeah, I can move the camera over there on the left side a little bit. But when I try to go to the right, because that's the edge of the emulator screen, it doesn't work quite as well. Oh, I have to go to the outer edge because that's how I get to the chamber. I see. Blow them up, kites.
Jump on them, Lude.
Let's go get some fruit. I don't think we need to worry too much until the end of this, but just to be sure. Our espers can fight that little thing that's on the way.
I am still finding it weird that Lude does have jump, but it could have just been called Dive Bomb and it would make more sense.
I think Dive would be a great name for it. I mean, Dragoons in 14 have dive attacks along with their jumps. FF14, that is, just to be clear. Sometimes I have to remember that not everyone plays the same things as me, so some names just won't click for some people.
Are Dragoons in 14?
Say again?
How are Dragoons in 14?
Well, they have a meme of being what is called a floor tank, because when the game first came out, Dragoons wore the same armor as tanks, and so some players would play Dragoons thinking, oh, I can survive a bunch of hits, and then they would die and be stuck on the floor, and so they would be called floor tanks.
Also, hi Titan!
Yeah, hi Titan. And we lost all of our espers, I guess. You need to cast Hiraga now, please.
Okay, good news, it did heal. Bad news, Vaughn is in... not trouble.
Oh, Bagamnon got away.
Oh.
Oh, and that even hit the switch. The hell are you doing, Tamaj?
Apparently, knocking up Bagamnon.
Oh, he must have a shock collar on. I'm glad the Titan is just kind of sitting there watching this happen. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, we were kind of mostly losing that fight beforehand. Let's let Bagamnon fight for a second while we Hiraga. Now we go fight Titan.
At least he's almost dead.
Oh, alright. Hey, thanks, Bagamnon. I'm sure you're doing this of your own accord and not being forced into it at all. 5 XP away from a level up. Vaughn learned Sprint. That's the one I was thinking of. Kites gets Blizzaga. Philo learned Defense Snare, which I think lowers defense of enemies. And I was expecting there to be something else, and that's why I continued the sentence. I don't think there's much we can really do unless we go back to Rabanastre to drop him off.
I mean, we could just leave him here.
I guess, actually.
Yeah, just make sure we hit all the switches so we can't just get out.
It joins in quotation marks.
Kind of like reminds me of like how other games might say similar things like Jack Frost joined your party without your consent.
Alright, looks like we have a bit more to go before the end of the chapter. Hopefully this is the last one, because I think after this one I'm going to cut it, whether it's the end or not. This definitely looks like an end of chapter kind of place.
Yeah, darkened wings.
Neath, as in beneath.
Ah.
So do we have 6 party members? Because I don't remember that. Oh yeah, this is the other mechanic that we have. Yep. Once they're KO'd, they rejoin after a while the soul crystal is still up. And the same applies to us. So those are weak to fire, those are weak to rock, and those are weak to water. And these 3 basic ones have no element at all.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what I pick, in all honesty.
Wait, was that an Adamus?
Yes, that is Atomos. I am going to change out the Cactoid for Aquarius, though, because we have something that is weak to, or resistant to Earth, I should say.
All skiff, no ship.
Yes, let's go grab Bomb. Actually, I think that would be the best option.
Bombs?
And so we'll put Bomb on our list instead of the Aquarius.
Just make sure you handle with care, Spar.
Let's change out the Aileron for the Cactoid, actually, and we can change out this one for the Aquarius. I forgot that I can replace the basic 3 for a second. Alright, that should be good. I know I have one more Aurosite that I can spend, but I think this will be good. Let's go ahead and save just to be sure. I guess we do get 6 party members. Do I have a chance to... Yes, I do have a chance to change equipment. Because I want to equip this. And I think 6 people that I can choose from, but only 5 slots is what it is. And if I recall correctly, I usually took Begamin instead of Philo, because I always thought Philo was a bit weak.
But now Philo will prove themselves.
Maybe.
True.
There's actually no telling. So, let's go take out these things. There's actually summoning gates on this one, which is nice.
We got one down here and then one a little further up.
Summon a
well,
couple more cactoids, and there's things going on over here that I should be paying attention to.
Yeah, your Aquarius seems to be dead.
That's fine. That's why I summoned more. Really smart thing that you can do, actually, is just summon a whole bunch of the healer enemies. The healer espers. So that you have a whole bunch of healers walking around with you, and you usually don't have to worry about dying so much.
That would actually be a genius strategy.
Cast Blizzaga on these guys. Let's go cast Kiraga.
I wonder if Blizzaga has a sort of debuff to slow enemy movement.
I'm not sure. Did Pinello end up casting Kiraga? I guess she did. But I'm going to wait for it to come back. And then I'm going to go summon more of these, which are expensive. They take a lot of affinity, which makes sense. I'm going to wait for these to finish. Now then. Time to go attack. See, what are these? They are weak to water. Does that include Blizzaga, I wonder?
Probably.
Oh, wow, those cactoids died.
Ooh.
That's a good thing there's a gate here.
Yeah, good news. You got a new summoning gate.
So I guess we're not going to summon more cactoids since they died instantly.
I wonder if the bombs have self-destruct.
I'm not sure. Oops. Oh, right, they come back. I forgot about that. They're... Alright. Summon... Still getting used to my own controls here. More bombs. And I keep clicking on the party members at the top, thinking that's what I need to do.
Oh, well, they're coming after you.
Yep, let's summon another healer. I think people got hit with stop, so they can't do anything.
So, yeah, something like that.
I'm just gonna summon more healers. I think that's really just the best way to go. Oh, take out their healers.
Watch, I'm going to go to the TV tropes page later, and I'm going to read up, and it's like, summon as many healers and just let your main party do the work.
That really seems like the best option until you get like the higher level espers.
Probably, yeah.
Yep, take out the healers. Stupid bomb. That's not what I told you to do. So pressing A cycles through the summon gates. That's actually pretty helpful. Ah, and pressing Y cycles to where my party is, by the looks of it.
That's pretty good, actually.
Pretty helpful. Or maybe Y just picks Vaughn's group. I think that's what happened there. It just auto-selected Vaughn's group. Ooh, those things went down real fast. Let's go summon some more stuff for kites. Vanilla, you need to cast Hiraga, please. I think Hiraga doesn't really work on a Gambit. She doesn't cast it for whatever reason. The hell happened to Philo? Oh, this is a mage we're fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're okay now as long as we take this thing out.
Yeah. The other group is staying where they're at, so you're pretty much got free reign.
Until one of them gets revived, which hopefully we can take this out before that. Alright, good. And I think that was actually the requirement for this one. It's just taking out the crystal.
Indeed it was.
Alright, now that we can summon a whole bunch of healers, makes the fights a lot easier. So who are they working for?
Good question.
It's probably a good thing we have Bagamnon on our side then, because he can be the intimidating one. I like how his dialogue bust image is actually changed to show the shock collar or whatever.
The shock muzzle.
Mm-hmm. The Judge of Wings. Judges are just kind of never a good thing to hear about in Evilise.
Oh no. I mean, they have cool outfits.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think they're from the Empire, though. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, the Sky Pirates don't care. An Orolith. Like a monolith, I guess.
In an alternate universe, Xenoblade exists, but it's made by Auralus Software.
This is the Rabanastre Underground music, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Lowtown.
Yeah, I saw them go by. Why didn't you stop him? Hello? What do you think Tamaj is going to do? Offer him a drink?
Hey, that might work.
So we found out sort of the main villain that we're supposed to be going after, at least, and I think this is going to be the end of our Chapter 2, if I'm correct, because we went back to the ship, at least.
It definitely seems like it.
Mm-hmm. Fail Thanos. Me remembering that this guy is named Thanos after after Marvel made the name what it is.
Phil Thanos is inevitable.
He is eternal.
Okay. I am eternal.
And I am Iron Man.
I am a sky pirate.
And I am hungry.
Hi, hungry. I'm Axel Ryman.
Had to get a dad joke in at the end, didn't we?
We did.
This has been pretty fun. Control issues aside, I'm glad I got the chance to check out this game again after, gosh, probably 15 years since the last time I tried to play it.
Yeah, I definitely think I might give this a try at some point.
You definitely already have a lot on your plate, though. You have a lot of stuff that you're already planning on playing.
Oh god, don't remind me. Then I got Evo next week, too.
Oh, I hope you have fun with that, dude.
I just gotta avoid the Smash players. Yeah. Well, I think if I bring a mask, I'll be safe, but still.
Yeah. Alright, Chapter 2 complete. I'm gonna save, and then whenever it lets me stop, we'll go ahead and stop. And this has been pretty nice. I probably could have stopped on the save screen, but we'll at least get this introduction into the next area, I guess. But let's fly around. I wonder how far we can really go. Oh wow, we can go way out here. Oh, we can land here.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting to get a new cutscene. Oh, this is where it's going to introduce side quests kind of thing. We'll at least show this a little bit off here before we sign off. This is what Tamaj does for the game. He actually handles requests and side quests and stuff like that.
Which makes a lot of sense when you remember he did have the hunt board in his bar.
Yeah, not that he really handled that per se, but he at least has experience. I guess he's the one that put the marks on the board in his tavern, but more than that, I don't know how much he was involved with it.
That was a very weird pose.
Yep. Chapter 3, What Goes Up? Well, I guess we were meant to go over to this island. That's what they wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I wanted to do. I want to fly around.
Whee!
So I hope you all have enjoyed this quick look at Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings. It's been pretty fun. Hope you guys tune in for more HellfireComms Patreon Platinum Rank videos. Bye for now.
Goodbye.